Hello everyone, and welcome to this tutorial on how to install Python and Pygame on your Windows system at home. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go to python.org, and on python.org you're going to find the Python file that you want to install and download it. So under downloads you can download this Python 3.8.3 or whichever version happens to be the most current. That's a 32-bit version, I want a 64-bit version, so I'm going to go to the full list of downloads. I know that I want the newest version, the 3.8.3, and then I'm going to scroll down to the actual files I can install. Now, I have a Windows 64 system, so I'm going to download the 64 executable installer. I've actually already downloaded that, but you can go ahead and download that now. Once you've downloaded it, run the file. And the absolute most important thing you do while installing Python is on this very first window, click Add Python to Path. It'll say 3.8 or 3.7 or 3.9, depending which version you're installing. But you want to make sure you add it to Path. If you don't add it to Path, you're going to have to go into your system and edit path variables, which you can find lots of videos on. I'm actually not going to recommend you do that. I'm going to recommend that instead of going and editing your path values, if you've already installed Python, and you haven't added it to the path, just uninstall Python and reinstall it and click Add Python to Path. It will save you a lot of headaches with trying to install Pygame. So once you have Python installed, I'm just going to leave that installing, you're going to go to pygame.org. So Pygame, like P-Y, game.org, is going to take you to this website here. Now this website has tons of sample projects that you can look at. It has their documentation with lots of information. And it has the Getting Started guide. The Getting Started guide includes a Windows installation information. Just going to close this. And this tells us how we're going to pip install our system. So you'll notice they say make sure you installed Python with Add Python to Path. They're saying 3.6, we use 3.8, it shouldn't matter. This means that it will work from the command line. A note about this command line, you actually only need this part to install Pygame. This part is just saying install for this particular user anyway. If you want it accessible to all users on your device, you can just leave out the -- user. So I'm going to open command prompt. I just type cmd. Oops. To do that. And I'm going to type in this pip command. So -m pip install -u Pygame. You could just copy and paste and it should work. So right now what it's saying is that my Pygame copy is already up to date because I already had it installed on my computer and I didn't uninstall it. You should get a loading screen and information and it'll say it's installing. If you get does not recognize py command, that means you missed the adding Python to path part, okay? But as long as it says something like has been installed or you can install, it will give you, it should work. If you want to double check that your Pygame's working, you can run one of the example programs. So the example program that they have is an aliens game. I'm just going to turn my volume down because it has very loud music. So py-m pygame.examples.aliens, spell aliens right, and this is going to launch the alien game. So I know that my version of Python is working correctly. So that's just a way to quickly check to see that your version of Python is working correctly. At this stage, you have Pygame and Python installed on your system. So you're going to want to go ahead and look at how to launch idle and start programming in idle, which will be the next video.